But you're actually really good at this. I love it. You nailed that. Well done.
Hello, welcome back to Lolotov Cocktail. I'm your host, Geraint. Today, I'm joined by one of the funniest actors, comedians, and voice impressionists on the planet, amassing over 700 million views across social media. It is the one, it is the only, Scheiffer Bates.
Brad Pitt. Oh, yeah, Scheiffer Bates, yeah.
You get to clap for yourself.
Thanks for introducing me as actor, by the way. That was lovely.
You are, right?
Yeah, I am, yeah. I started off as an actor, so I'll say comedy actor now, whatever that means. Yeah, I love that. That's made my day. For some reason, not to sound like ungrateful to essentially what's given me my job, impressions. When someone says impressionist, I feel sort of like Steve Coogan in The Trip, where he's like, I'm not an impressionist. And he's like, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you don't want to be pigeonholed.
Yeah, I don't want to be pigeonholed. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome. Well, I appreciate you being here because you're quite clearly disabled today.
I am.
So Scheiffer broke his foot two days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, let's come up with a really cool story. There was a bus of school children and there was a tiger outside and you did one of those flying kicks or something.
In reality, though, I was paying five aside for the first time since I was 17.
Did you win at least?
No, we lost 60. We lost 16-3.
Oh my God.
I mean, they were playing 5 versus 4, but also my friends were like, "Hey, do you play football? Do you want to drop in? One of our guys isn't here." And I dropped in, and I was like confident. I used to play a lot of football when I was younger. You know, pacey winger. First 10 seconds, make a tackle.
Oh no!
And great tackle. You know, all the boys that clap you. Well and Scheif. Guy goes out to get the ball off the byline. I'm walking back towards the boys to like fist bump them. I rolled it as I was fist bumping everyone.
Oh, no.
Just rolled my ankle. There's no just walking like that. And I went and just rolled it. And I went, oh, and they went, "You all right?" I went, yeah. And I just ran for the next 60 minutes, and my foot was a balloon the next day. So my foot was a balloon.
Oh, mate, we're gonna get into this. So first things first, fellow Welshie. Fantastic. Where are you from?
Abergavenny.
Abergavenny.
Yeah.
I think I've been there once.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you from?
So my dad's from Llantwit Major.
Okay.
And
Just outside Cardiff.
Yes. On the coast.
Yeah.
Born in a caravan, full
Me
Welsh
too.
experience. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, we might be related at this point. Well,
I was born into a traveller family though, so that's why I was born into a caravan.
Oh, we were just poor. And my granny, so I'm half Welsh, half English. She's from Aberdare.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aberraman.
Yeah.
So proper valley mining town.
Yeah. God.
But yeah, so I spent most of my time in Cardiff.
Amazing.
And Newport. I went to university in Newport. Shithole, don't go there. No need.
So we would have, because I lived in Cardiff for a while, so we might have crossed paths at one point.
Well, how old are you?
33, but let's say 25.
Yeah, I'm 34.
Yeah,
so...
we would have crossed. I left Cardiff at 28, so just after, COVID. Yeah, just before COVID, or moved back to London.
Oh, really? I was there, I was 23, so you were 22. Were you there then?
Yeah, 24. I was there, yeah. We must have missed each other.
Maybe we've been in the same club, Club Evilbach.
Club Evilbach, yeah. On Womanby Street.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're the only Welsh person I've met, especially in London, where we are right now. That is like, I'm Welsh, and obviously Welsh people, because there's only 3 million of us in that part of the world. When you come to Wales, someone's like, "Oh, I'm Welsh," and you're like, "Oh, whereabouts you from?" And they're like, "Well, my granddad lived in Wrexham." I'm like, right, okay, all right, cool. And this is the first time I've viewed someone from my neck of the woods, so brilliant.
Scheiffer, not a Welsh name though.
No.
Where's that come from?
I honestly think.
Is it Germanic?
I don't know. I ran it through ChatGPT the other day, as every, good
as we live our lives.
Yeah, as we live our lives, yeah. And it says it's one of the rarest names on earth, but the way it's been spelt for me, because technically it should be Scheiffer, but no, I think when I was conceived, I think perhaps my mum and dad just did a lot of acid and shrooms and just went, yeah, let's call him that. But hopefully it'll work out for me one day.
Well, that's the other similarity I think we have, is you probably spent the majority of your life correcting people on how to say your name and how to spell it.
Yeah, all the time.
I get Granite, Geraint.
Geraint?
Fucking... I've had gerbil. Someone was gerbil. I said, excuse me?
Geraint the Slayer. What is the Granite is
Geraint.
Geraint. Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool though.
Geraldine.
I've had Scheiffer,
Chauffeur.
Chauffeur, Chafer, Scheiffer, and then second name's Bates. So people are, ooh, Mr. Bates. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I've had all of that. But Schaefer is how I prefer it to be pronounced.
That is so funny. Were you the funny kid in school growing up, or was this a later life?
Yeah,
thing?
funnily enough, I'm going to be quite cliche. I did get that end of year book. It was like,
Oh, it was you.
class clown, future comedian.
How funny.
But I don't. I mean, that's entirely subjective. I don't find myself funny now. I'm quite a serious person, actually.
Yeah,
Gerald.
I've been realising that too.
Yeah, quite a serious.
We might have to cut this short.
Yeah. I'm actually about to go into talking about 15 or 20 traumas I've gone through since coming in the taxi here.
Yeah.
But we'll get on to that in a minute. Anyway.
Okay, great. Well, the one thing you do is impressions very well. I would
Thank
say
you.
one of the best in the world.
Wow.
Which is insane, right?
Hearing that is insane. Because
You're one of the best in the world.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think being the best in, or someone, when I hear that, it's like someone going, "Oh, you're the hardest man in one of the hardest men in the world."
No, that's my dad.
Yeah, yeah. There's always someone around the corner who can just, knock you out. But because I think impressions are entirely subjective. What I hear inside my cranium is just,
white noise.
Just when I do the voice and it's rattling off, and for example, your phone voice when you hear. Your voice on a voice note or anything like that, you're probably like, "Oh God, I don't sound like that." But that is how you sound. That sound like when you're doing impressions and how it sounds to you is just your I guess it's how you think it sounds, your inner voice. And then so when people are like, "Oh God, you're the best," I'm like, "Am I?" Because to 50% of people, they're probably like, "You're shit." It's always going to be different for everyone. I don't really know where I was going with that, but anyway, yeah.
Just take the compliment, mate. You're
thanks,
the best
mate. Yeah.
in the world.
Told you I was serious.
Well, I'm obsessed with it. I think it's a superpower. And my voice is quite dexterous, but I definitely am terrible at impressions. As you can tell by my Scottish accent, we did off air just before.
Yeah, but you can do that now if you want.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Growing up, did you watch Spitting Image?
I did watch Spitting Image.
That was great. And then obviously when Phone Jacker came along, Kayvan Novak.
Yeah.
I have a funny story actually because he was like an idol. I mean, we were young then. It was like
one of my idols.
Quite old,
yeah.
right? And I just remember thinking like, man, I wish I was friends with that guy in school, or like I wish I could do that. Like it would have been so funny.
Yeah.
And then subsequently later on in Cardiff, I worked in a call center, and there was a guy who could do like really funny impressions. And when the manager wasn't looking, he would like ring someone up and do funny impressions, and we'd be in bits. When you're not supposed to be laughing. So then it's just like this uncontrollable thing. But I was in the airport. I think Kayvan is Turkish.
Iranian, I think.
Is he Iranian?
Yeah.
And he was getting a flight to Turkey, and I was going to France, and it was one of those, what do you call it? Like one of those gates where it was like doubled up. So one flight here.
Oh,
flight.
got you.
And I like did a double take, and I'm like, that's that guy.
Yeah.
Thingy. Anyway, I was about 16, 17, and I didn't have the bollocks to go and like say hi or whatever. But we get to the desk like at the same time, and the lady behind the desk, the air hostess, says, "You're that guy," and he goes straight into Terry Tibbs. He's like, "Oh, talk to me, like
really
ladders, like blah 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 blah." And I was laughing to myself. They were like, "Oh, just come on through." I was like, he could have just walked through security with like anything, and they would have just let him through because he was just so funny being Terry Tibbs. And I was like, it's a superpower.
I find that crazy because I was just about to say how lucky he was to do what he did, and in all the prosthetics. And I'm like, God, nobody will ever nobody ever know who you are. I was like, that's fantastic. But the fact that hearing that, I'm like, that's amazing. He's just going to go, talk to me. 12.99, 11.99, talk to me. I love that. To this day, that show can't be replicated, by the way.
No.
But yeah, God,
he needs to bring it back. I think it would still fly right now.
Right now it would, I think, with the pendulums going. But it's just so good. I just look back at Brian Badondi. I still quote that. Brian Badondi. I love you, Bandy.
Biddly ball.
Yeah.
Biddly ball.
It is a superpower, especially if you're him. But I love the fact that you just was doing that. Cool.
I mean, speaking of face jacker, you're kind of doing a little bit of that with the deep face now. And I should know this as I'm somewhat of an AI expert.
Incredible.
I use ChatGPT.
Amazing.
How do you do them? I actually have no idea how you do a deepfake.
So there's a software out there that is open source, available to everyone, and it's called a Deepface Lab. And basically, you get hours of footage, or as much footage as you want. I say like an hour footage of me sat in a chair, moving my face like Donald Trump. And then I'll go and get an hour's footage of Donald Trump, or 2 hours footage of Donald Trump, as an example. And then you feed it into the software using Python code, and it basically trains the model off of your face and how you move your face. And then it'll give you an output of something, and it'll usually be a really bad, like smudged face of Donald Trump. You just look like a hairy chicken nugget with some kind of, it's all murked all over the place. And then you have to run it back through and then change. Like, that's when ChatGPT comes in helpful. You're like, okay, this is what it looks like, and it tells you how to code to make sure the frame fits more in your face. And then you've got a model then, and then you can put it into, you can use it as much as you want.
You can use it over and over then. Interesting.
But how I do it is about 60%. Now you can tune it to 100% where you can literally see the pores. You can see pores and sweat beads, everything. But I don't want to go that far because I think it takes away from the comedy, and I'm also quite transparent with being like, it's not real, it's like, it makes it more believable.
Because you put the disclaimer on too. Do you have to do that?
You don't have to, but I just like to be really transparent with it.
Okay, nice. That makes sense. And then, have you noticed like an uptake in like your social media since you started doing the deepfakes to just like regular impressions?
Massively, yeah. Do you know what? Obviously, you'll know about this. So about a year or two ago, Faceless channels were fantastic. They were just churning money out.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's just the sort of the psychology of a human is to, if they've got something to attack, which is usually a face, how you look, you'll just get loads of hate comments. Faceless channels don't get hateful comments. They just get people debating in the comment section. So when I removed my face from everything, I can't tell you, I just get one person like, I hate AI, and I'm like, well, that's fine. And then people can debate that. I'm like, great for engagement. Recently, my agent said, you should probably start introducing your videos as you again. It's great for work. It's great for business.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't.
When Keir Starmer doesn't turn up, they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
So I was like, okay, fair enough. And I was like, so she was like, yeah, just start doing some of, like, try and find a way of appearing in your videos. So I started introducing my videos as me again. Like, this is my impression of Keir Starmer doing stand-up comedy. Then it goes in the deepfake. Straight away, I've only been doing it like the last 2 weeks. Straight away, it's always some bald man with a West Ham t-shirt holding a carpfish in his profile picture. Like, you fucking Mick Hucknall. Can I swear, by the way?
Absolutely.
You Mick Hucknall looking, see you next Tuesday. It's crazy. I'm like, and then I go, I want to go back to that sort of face jacker thing of no one really knowing.
Yeah.
But it's just, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I have noticed massive growth.
Yeah.
Also, it's more fun to write, and it's a format that hasn't really been done before. The web series we do, Don't Deep It, it's not really been done, so it's fun to, play around.
Well, that's
with comedy.
it, right? Being able to utilize like the new technology.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's getting scary how realistic it is.
Yeah.
Like, if that's open source on Python, imagine the stuff like the government has.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
for sure.
insane.
And I caveat as well, it's all, everything we do is, apart from the deep fake, I mean, like, AI always needs a human driver. It should always need one. How that looks in the future is, beyond me. But none of this is like generative. We don't just go beep boop and sit there and go, oh look, we all have to go away and like use Python code, and we have I work with a writer called Cody Darla, and we write all the jokes together. There's no use of ChatGPT for any of that.
No.
So it's like, even though it's an AI made show, 95% of it is all human.
You're just getting
driven.
the face on
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's take it a step back then. So going back to being young, when did you realize you had a knack for impressions?
God. I was always doing it in school, to be fair. I was just always doing it, always taking off the teachers. It's a good way of keeping the bullies off your back, really, isn't it? It's just, and then I really got into Family Guy when I was like 16, 17. And it was just on the cusp, like 17, 18, where Facebook started being a thing. People weren't posting videos on YouTube as much. They're posting videos on Facebook, and people started making Facebook pages. And I started posting these. It popped up the other day. It said something like 14, 15 years ago.
Wow.
On my personal Facebook, which I really go on, apart from to check if my nan's okay or to see if any of the kids from school are still mental. It was, I just started doing Family Guy impressions, and they were fucking awful.
Really?
I watched it the other day, and I was like, no.
We'll play some right now.
Yeah, I will get it for you. I started doing that, and back then viral was like 1,000 likes on a video, which is actually more than I get now. And it just blew up, and then I was like, oh, people love this, and I just started going, oh yeah, I'm going to start putting these in videos and putting myself out there. And I was part of like a group of friends who weren't creative. They were all, builder lads, boxers in the army or whatever.
Welsh,
like Welsh. From a traveller family as well, so they were like, what the fuck are doing all these impressions for? And it started blowing up, and then it just went from there. It just went. I think I got lucky with how sort of Facebook came around, and your lad Bibles and your uni lads, and I started getting shared everywhere. But yeah, as a youngster, I guess I was always doing them. I was always sat in front of the TV just mimicking voices.
Was there a moment where you were like, holy shit, like this is like your followers start going? Is there like one video you remember that like blew?
Yeah, I think it was. I did 150 impressions in 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it looked like, again, it looked like it was filmed on a toaster. I'll send it you. It's awful. I got this tape, this fade that I'd done myself with like a bit of hair on the top. It was awful, but everyone loved it. It just went, just overnight, bang. And then it was on like Yahoo was sharing it and all these different articles. And then Lad Bible started sharing me, and then I think my Facebook page went from 130 followers to like, I can't even remember, like 30,000 in a week. And then I think within like 6 months we were on like 1 million. It was insane.
Jesus. I mean, like you said, back in the day, like I was making YouTube videos when I was 16, so 2006, just for the fun of making videos. I just loved making videos. There was no YouTube creator program. There was nothing, and it wasn't for that, right? It was just I enjoyed making videos. And like you said, like going viral, if I got like 50 likes on one of my videos, I was gassed.
For sure.
I was like, oh my God, imagine 50 people in a room and they will go, oh, that's really good. You'd be like, wow. Now, like I said at the beginning, you're probably in the next few years coming up to nearly like 1 billion views across all social media platforms on all of your content.
Woof.
1 billion views. It's this weird, inconceivable number now, right? Like, and even in some regards, like, you say, oh, that person's on Instagram, they've got 1 million followers. I'm like, it's not as impressive as it used to be.
No,
that used to be this mammoth, inconceivable number, and now it's like, you've got 50 million. You're like, oh man, he's proper famous. Proper good at what he does. So yeah, it's just, I just find it so interesting, like, because I guess your content is so reshareable, and everyone is so like intrinsic to like people see these celebrities, they love these celebrities or cartoon characters, or they grew up watching them, and they can hear it in their head, but they can't do the impression. So it just brings back, it evokes something inside of them. Yeah,
for sure. I think, I think the metrics have definitely changed nowadays. You are right, in terms of, like, as you said, I see people now with like, I'll see 10,000 likes on a video, and I'm like, fucking, that's class.
Yeah.
But apparently you've fallen off if you have less than that. It's just like, good Lord. I'm like, Jesus.
Fallen off. Guys, Scheiffer's fallen off.
I think I have.
That's why he's on the podcast with me.
Scheiffer's fallen off. But it's, I think back then it was, it was wholesome to just do content like that. And back then I wasn't writing jokes. I wasn't like, I'd switch the camera on, as you said, and just say things. And people will sit and watch a whole 5 minutes. Now, you've got to do so much to keep people within the first 5 seconds.
150 impressions in a minute, and then they're like, next video.
Dude, it's within like 10 seconds, people, nah. So,
yeah, it only took me a week to make.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry about it.
But back then, God, I was making video after day, like 4 videos a day. Boom, boom, bang. Wow. Now I'm like, can't do that.
Yeah.
When I
fair.
try to do that, the algorithm's like, nope, don't do that. So, yeah.
When you come up with a new voice or you imitate a new voice, what is that process like? Do you hear it in your head? So, for example, I have one of my closest friends. He's really good at mimicking impressions. He doesn't take it seriously, but when we used to get stoned back in the day, it would come out of him, and he'd just start, he'd be like, "Oh my god, like how do you do it?" And he's just really good at like imitating people's personalities and mannerisms and stuff. Do you hear the voice in your head, and you're like, or is there like a lengthy process in front of the mirror trying to like craft and master it?
Genuinely doing that. I mean, it's just acting, really. You just, I treat it like you're doing a biopic of someone. I mean, Gary Oldman won an Oscar for doing an impression of Winston Churchill. Give me an Oscar is what I'm saying, basically. No, it's the first thing I do is go on Google and research where they were born and how long they lived there, and then try and get that accent down first, the accent before the impression, and then 2 or 3 words. Always just use 2 or 3 words that you can say, and then start going into sentences as the weeks go on, and then put it out there on the internet.
Right.
Because otherwise, if you just go, that's shit, sometimes you can sit there and go, that's crap, and you'll never put it out. And you put it on the internet, and 9 out of 10 people are like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it's just not good in my ears. But yeah, like 2 or 3 words. Just practice 2 or 3 words with someone. Like Joe Rogan, I'm still working on. I have his voice is
difficult.
Is because
I've
he
never
sounds
heard
like Kermit the Frog, and then and he's like, John C. Reilly from Step Brothers. Now you've had the old bull, maybe she wants the young calf. Joe Rogan's between Kermit and John C. John C. Reilly's here, and Kermit the Frog's here, and then you come down, you go, wow, Jimmy, pull that up. But that's all I can say is Joe Rogan. That's how I started learning him was, Jimmy, pull that up. Pull that up.
That's so interesting. Like the range there that you.
But there's always
middle ground.
Yeah, there's always 2 voices you can bring together. There's, I think it was. Oh God, I can't remember who said it, but there's only a certain amount. So you have nasal, teeth, tongue. And then your back of throat and stuff like that. And they're usually the main octaves of any voice, the basis of any voice.
Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer, yeah. Maybe Keir Starmer go to Dundee. Or sometimes, you can go into Chris Eubank, which is the front of the mouth, the teeth, but also the stupendous throat. And then you can go into Gollum then as well. But they're all linked in some way. And if you just remember that. But I think over the years I've got quite lazy, where I've just kind of just stopped learning them and going. But certainly over the last few months, I've been back to like sitting there and studying and going, okay, it's that voice. But it's kind of sad, really. Yeah.
Well, it's a craft and you've mastered it. So you're
supposed to go, no, it's not.
You could be a carpenter, but you decided to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever used an accent for personal gain? Where back in the day when you were single, have you ever pulled of it? Have you ever got into VIP doing an accent? Have you ever got out of trouble?
I think I've told this story before, ages ago, and I think it's appropriate for me to say because I won't say the name of the person. I have a partner and they won't mind. When I was young and obviously single and dating and meeting people, I met this lovely woman and had a great date, went back to the hotel as you do. And mid-coitus, they asked me to do a Jack Sparrow.
No! Oh my God.
And to me, to this day, it's like, you shut up.
Oh
Just
my
be Jack
God.
Sparrow. And
that is so
and
funny.
I was like,
you did it, didn't you?
Like, no,
you
no.
did do it. Yeah, of course you did. And she loved it. It was the only time she's ever finished in her life.
I did do it. And I was like...
well, what line did you use?
Oh, God, I can't... I went... It's the most... It's not even like...
Oh, this is incredible.
It's the bit where he goes... Oh, God. It's the bit where he, in Pirates of the Caribbean, he goes, no, really bad eggs. I said that.
And she was like, oh...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Maybe. I don't remember. It was it could have been worse. She could have just been like doing Davy Jones back to me and then it would have been really freaky. But it disturbed me, I won't lie.
I do have a similar story. Maybe it's a Welsh thing. Back in the day when Twilight was like the thing, me pre-beard, the
Right.
jawline, and I was pale, and there was a little vampirish. I was like skinny, and there was this one girl at uni who was like upset, and I didn't. We got back to hers, went into her room, and I mean, like the walls were just plastered with Twilight. She had all the DVDs, she had whatever, and she was like, "Put on this," and it was like this coat with the like big, you know, that looked like
And
a
you-
vampire.
yeah,
and stuff.
man.
And I was like, I'm being used here.
You know, you were like, yeah, cool.
I'm being
You
objectified.
get like this smoky sort of.
Yeah, I was doing that.
vacant
And
look.
I didn't do an impression or anything, but I could imagine that.
No, you
it would
didn't,
be
no.
hella awkward.
Yeah.
What does Edward Cullen sound like?
Oh god, I don't know.
Who's is there any impressionists or comedians that you kind of idolize growing up, or you specifically look up to on the impressions side of things?
Impressions wise, Peter Serafinowicz, but my idol is Robin Williams. Got tattooed on my arm.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully that gets me the. Oh wait, never mind. Can't say that. Yeah, Robin Williams. Nobody had a mind like a quantum computer. Like I used to find some of the stuff he'd say wasn't like sort of like intrinsically funny, but he'd go in a room. I mean, what was the guy like 5'6", 5'7", so much taller than me. I'm definitely 6 foot lying down. He'd go into a room and it'd be all these cameras and he'd just be la 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 la. He'd control everything.
Yeah.
He had no shame, no fear. And I'm like, just amazing. I just don't think there's never anyone who can replicate that, and just no fear of anything. I love that.
God, I wish I had that.
But
I get nervous doing bloody anything.
Yeah.
Let alone
same.
like performing is like
Same.
difficult. And it's funny because people say to me, they say, "Oh, you seem so confident," and I'm sure you get this the same.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
you don't know what's going on inside here,
Oh,
like
bro.
internally. I'm just good at masking it.
Yeah,
But,
for
like,
sure.
Big auditions, like performances. I do a lot of music and stuff. I'm like fighting. I'm like, I'm cacking my pants.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm just like stone face.
It's
trying to keep
crazy.
together.
My cousin gave me some advice, which actually alleviated it over the last 3 years. I never used to say years ago I'd get a brand deal and we'd have to film in public.
Yeah.
It would take them, like the creative director would just be like shaking his head, producer would be like, it'd take them ages to. I'd be like, just do the line quick, because I'd think everyone was looking at me.
Right.
And they are, but you just.
But they don't care.
They don't care.
No.
My cousin said to me, he's like, when you do an audition, and he's not even an actor, he works in advertising. He was like, when you do an audition or anything like that, or you're filming around people, he was like, everyone's asleep. I was like, what do you mean? He went, just treat it like everyone's asleep. And he was like, you're awake, it's your dream. And for
interesting.
some reason now, I don't give a fuck. I'll be out in public, I don't give a bollocks, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck, so I'm very happy with that. The one is, the only one I do give a fuck about is if I'm out with mates and someone starts going, I'll do impressions, then I'm like, some reason I get really inward. I'm like this is contextual.
Yeah. Do you feel like a bit of a performing monkey
Yeah,
when
really,
you do
it
that?
pisses
But
me off,
I was
but-
almost scared to be like, because I have a segment where I was
You
like,
pissed me off.
yeah, we should do some impressions.
No,
And I was
see,
like, is he just going to be like, fuck's sake?
No, this is perfect because it's contextualized. I love it.
Right.
It's just I don't get it as much anymore. I think, especially since I've hidden my face. But yeah, I used to get people. But I mean, I don't.
Before I wore the mask.
Before I wore the mask, nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
the one.
I don't mean in the sense of people coming over and nicely going, mate, can you do that impression? I'm more than happy to oblige that.
Yeah.
It's when you get buddy, oh mate, come here, my girlfriend loves you. I'll get your girlfriend to come over. My girlfriend loves you. I do
250 impressions in 2 minutes.
But it almost is like do what's his name? Clive, what's his name? Tom Hardy, fucking legend. Yeah, do that. Oh, come on, do it. And you're like, no, mate, I don't want to do it. He's like, oh, come on, it's your job. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not fucking.
Exactly.
What do you do? I'm a plumber. Oh, yeah, my sink needs fixing. I'll sort it out for you. No, do it right now.
That's such a good analogy.
But yeah, I guess I don't. I don't mind it. It's just when
In
people
context,
get all-
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in context. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like the trope. Did you watch that Eddie Hall video the other day of
Oh, I was sad.
people outside his house?
Bro,
or
I knew
whatever?
straight away the guy's done nothing wrong.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw the follow-up video of him being quite emotional about the kind of toll that it has on
Yeah.
you being that, especially him, he's so recognizable.
Oh, for sure.
He can't put on a hat and a mustache.
Boy's
You just
built like a cloud.
Oh, but this is. Can you do Danny Dyer?
I can't. I can't. I've tried and tried, but I end up just going Jason Statham instead.
Okay. There's just one of my favourite videos, and I've never been able to find it since. I think it was Danny Dyer's
Deadliest Man.
Deadliest Man.
I've watched all of them.
And there was this clip, and it was so long ago, and I've tried to find it ever since, and I can't. And he's like, "We're going deep undercover to find some of the hardest men in Sunderland." And then he goes, "It was so undercover, I've got to go and have like prosthetics and makeup." And he's in there for like an hour, and he comes out in like a wig and like a mustache, like really bad. And some guy, literally of the public, goes past, and he goes, "It's Danny Dyer." And he goes, "Fuck." he goes, "Fuck, I've been rumbled," or something. I was just like,
I've been rumbled.
Yeah.
I better get out of it. Far sharpish.
that is a little bit Jason Statham, yeah. And I was just, oh my God, that is so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think going back to Eddie Hall is like, in context, like if he was just here in a room and you were like, "Man, hey, huge fan, do you mind if I get a photo with you?" He'd be like, "Absolutely, sure."
Yeah.
But when he's like coming out of Lidl with all his shopping, oranges falling out, rolling down the road, and he's got the kids, and people come up like, "Oh, Eddie," it would do my nutting.
There's a respectful way of doing it. And also I read the other day that they were like, we put you in that position. Therefore, people don't owe you anything. People, you don't account your hours to people. You don't have to do. You don't go. We put you in that position. Therefore, you have to. No, be you. By all means, if someone's nice, great. I mean, I'm nowhere near that. There's Z list, and I'm like 10, right under that. But you don't treat people like that anyway. Nobody owes you anything, regardless of how they got there. Like,
well, they got themselves there.
Yeah,
like you didn't get them there.
Yeah,
you're a plumber. No disrespect to plumbers,
He
and a lot
said it.
more money than I bloody
He
do.
said
I'll
it.
tell you that.
That's Jason Statham's next film, The Plumber.
The sink was leaking.
The sink was leaking. Linking? The seat was leaking.
Yeah, you haven't got the role.
No,
Sorry.
no worries,
Sorry,
mate. No
Schaeffer.
worries, yeah.
Next.
God, my dad was right. I'm a failure.
Talking about the nerves, you performed on Jimmy Kimmel Live to
Oh, shit, I did,
Kit
yeah.
Harington
Yeah.
quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Do you know what? That was when I just started kicking through the glass ceiling, as Alex Turner said. And it was Alex Turner. It was from the Arctic Monkeys. Just make sure we caveat that now.
Yeah, I'll put a picture.
Thanks, mate. And a picture, yeah. That come out of nowhere, mind. I just had an agent, and I thought you had to pay your agent a monthly fee. I didn't have a clue. Fresh off the tarmac site, And I wasn't nervous. I was like, oh, this is funny. I was like quite a cocky kid. I was all on webcam. I wasn't nervous until I met the executive producer.
Right.
Who was this British man. I think he still works on it now. Shout out to him. And he went, we were doing a rehearsal for it, and he went, oh, and I could hear him on his laugh, and he went, oh, keep, fucking look at the camera. You heard him go like that? And I went, he goes, okay, can we stop there? Scheiffer, listen, mate, I'm really going to stop looking at yourself on the screen, yeah? And look down the lens of your webcam camera, whatever you've got. Just do that, all right, mate? And I was like, and then I got nervous then, because I was like, I wasn't.
Well, you were already nervous, and then you're getting told off.
Yeah, I wasn't like, looking where my eye line was. I was just like looking where... I could see where I was. So I was checking. I was, checking on the impression, and then I was like, the impression just. Obviously, I was playing Jon Snow, so I had to be depressed anyway. But
yeah, it probably helped.
I was really nervous then. I was like, I look back at that now, and if I was like, if I was an AD or assistant producer, I would have turned around to him and go, "Lighten up, mate. This person's like fucking relax now. We don't need that."
Yeah.
I'd never speak to someone like that. But it was really like sharp.
TV's brutal, man. I think behind the scenes of all that stuff, it's like it can be quite toxic.
But I think people just do it for the sake of it. There's no reason to do it. It's like chefs screaming at people in the kitchen.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Don't need to do that anymore. You get more respect out of people if you just go, look, mate, this is how I won the shot. This is where I won your eye line. Just look at me here. If someone starts shouting at me, I'm like,
Just switch
fuck
it off.
you, bro. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, I'm like, I want to fight you now.
Yeah, and then people go, well, sometimes you've got to deal with that in the industry. So, no, you don't.
No.
There's stress. When I get when a director wants to get a shot and it's stressful, and like, you're like, look, mate, we'll get it, fine.
Like,
But when
be locked in.
Yeah. But when someone just bollocks you for the sake of it, it's like, I would bully you in school, mate.
With accents.
Yeah, with
in
accents,
a toilet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to play the clip now for those that haven't seen it. And I have to say, yours was by far the best impression out of the three.
Thank you, mate.
100%. No disrespect.
Scheiffer is going to be reading from what, Scheiffer?
This is Frosties, aka Frosted Flakes cereal box.
He's going to be reading, as Jon Snow, reading a box of Frosted Flakes. Okay, all right, you ready for this?
Yeah,
Here we go. All right, let us have it, Scheiffer.
Did you know every Kellogg's Frosties Flake starts as a grain of corn? Grown in a farmer's field where it's nice and sunny. Then it takes just a few simple steps to get to your bowl.
That's not bad.
Ingredients: maize, sugar, barley, malt flavouring and salt. May contain traces of peanut.
Nicely done. Very well done. Thank you.
No, I
Scheiffer.
genuinely think yours was the best. Your Jon Snow is like, it's probably the best.
Let's
or
hope
like
he comes back. So
heavily requested. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Game of Thrones was like that really
Right.
took off because I could just do them all.
Do them all.
Yeah.
Including Ed Sheeran?
Um,
He's a bit of a mid
No.
one. I feel like I would just be like, is there some voices that are just like so like blasé? It's like, not blasé, like just, there's nothing notable about them.
unimpressionable, which sounds horrible, but it's like I can't do
Unimpressionable.
Ricky Gervais. I don't know anyone who can do a Ricky Gervais apart from that guy who just does Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
when
yeah, they offered-
by the way,
yeah.
shout out him. He's fucking
He's
brilliant.
fucking hilarious.
and probably killing it. But yeah, there's some that I'm just like, no. There's some voices that are just meant to not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So going back to TV with Jimmy Kimmel, you have something else on the horizon which we can't talk about. Can't talk about. Super NDA. Touch wood. Can you highlight any parts of it? I said.
All I can say is that it's one of the opportunity came across my desk and I couldn't say no.
Oh yeah, you were just there with your broken leg.
Yeah, on my desk as well. I just went, thank you. And it's one of two of my biggest goals ever. And for people who've watched me since the beginning, they'll have a rough idea what it is. It doesn't mean I've got it. I've just been asked to submit for it, and I've put my all into it, and it's out there now. As of today, it's out there. So if you're watching this, light a candle for me.
Fingers crossed.
Any of that. But, you know, I might not get it, and I will have a chip on my shoulder if I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of person I am. And I will be gutted, though. I will be absolutely gutted. But let's hope it gets
Will you be more nervous if you do get it?
100%.
That's the nervous part.
100%.
You go, oh shit, I've got it. What do I do now?
It's the work. You realise you've got to do the work then.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, I'll be bricking it. But I've got some good people around me who will be able to be like, I think that's key. It's having a good team around you and being able to, don't be like, oh, I'm a one-man band, because they're notoriously the shittest bands. And and I can do it all
I don't know,
myself.
they're quite impressive when they're like...
Yeah, no. I'm in love with the shape of you. But yeah, big. I can't. That's all I can say because I signed one of those non-disclosure agreements. That's an NDA.
Big time.
Yeah,
Big time.
big
now.
time, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Well-
Where's that coffee I ordered earlier on?
yeah, Ali, come on.
I'm the Dom Perignon, 1942. Thank you.
Speaking of which, I'm actually desperate to pee, so
Yeah.
can we take a quick 30 seconds?
Yeah, no
Sleep is
worries.
Rolling over. We've
Yeah.
got 45 minutes. So we've
Okay,
got
I'll just sit here and do impressions.
You
to the camera.
can't go for a pee.
No, I don't need
because
one.
your leg's broken, so you just wee yourself.
I'll
and
wee here.
I'll help clean you up.
My name is Scheiffer Bates, and here are 12 impressions while I piss
Yeah,
myself.
actually, if you want, you can do. Well, one, you could just give me some meaningful compliments.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
meantime,
yeah.
or some
Yeah.
promo for
Yeah.
my outstanding podcast, or you could even do like an ad if you want to do an advert.
Yeah, no worries.
I won't know about until
Yeah.
the edit.
Okay.
Feel free to make it as outrageous.
Yeah, no worries.
And I'm taking
Yeah.
a poo, so I'll be 15 minutes.
Oh, you're going to take a shit? Okay, no worries. Yeah. 15 minutes. Okay, cool. You know, this guy is quite frankly a loser. You know, when I came in earlier on, I shook his hand and he had a very weak handshake. You know, it felt like I was shaking hands with a piece of tagliatelle. A really weak, limp piece of tagliatelle, like a noodle arms. That's what me and JD Vance called him. In fact, that's what we all call him. And listen to me, okay? The guy, okay, has the substance of a dropped fucking oyster. Now, what does that mean? I don't fucking know, okay? But what I can tell you is that, you know, he's pretty chill, all right. You know, sometimes I think he needs to step outside, get some vitamin D on the face. You know, the guy looks like he could get sunburned in the moonlight. You understand me? But the guy's a fucking Phil. Do you know what I mean? I think the guy is an absolute Fruit Loop. And he's coming now. So I've got to be quiet. Conor McGregor, the guy does follow me on Instagram.
Does he actually?
Yeah.
I've met him.
Yeah, I got cornered by all his boys in Dublin Airport last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, all like Cage Warriors fighters and stuff. I recognise one of them. And they all come up to me and were like, come on, do your impression. And they FaceTimed Conor McGregor. And
really?
He didn't answer. And then they did like an Instagram video message to him and went, Conor, I'm with your man here. And I went, what's up, Conor? Look, get outside and look at the moon. It's on the low level. And he wrote back straight away, loads of like laughing faces. And then they went, does Conor follow you? And I went, I don't know. And then I went on my followed and saw it said follow back. And I realised I'd unfollowed him when the whole... Well, I didn't. I have a social media management team and they unfollowed him when the whole court case thing came out.
Right. Wow.
Which is being appealed apparently. But they were like, give me a phone, follow him, yeah? And I was like, made me follow them all. And I'm not going to say no to him. I was like, I can box, but I'm not going to have a fucking throwdown with a bunch of lads in there. But yeah, that was the one moment. And they were all nice, to be fair. They were like, come here. They were like, you do that impression. Oh, come on, we're not bothering you, yeah? So,
you probably, again, there's a few Conor McGregor impressionists I've seen on social media.
Al Thorne is the best Conor McGregor impressionist. And in my opinion, the best impressionist.
Really?
I just love him. I think he's fucking brilliant.
Wow, that's cool. The thing I love about it is like Conor has such a unique voice when he almost like that, where he's like the he like he's thinking through his words or whatever, and he
I think it's
because
I think what happened was, at least this is my theory, is when he first came over to the UFC and blew up. You know, he sort of had this. It was more. He spoke like this, and it was lighter. And nobody could really understand the word he was saying.
So accurate.
And then as his nose has been punched in a bit, because his nose has definitely gone more boxy, he's more focused and thinks about what he says. Look, you know, I'm very happy with the way that, you know, the UFC is going at the moment. So, and he says so between everything. So, look, I'm very happy with that. So, and he goes like that.
Dude, that is so accurate. It's insane.
Whereas now he's had a bit more party lifestyle. He's like, he's very excited with the way he talks. Go on the front foot and come back. Do you know what I mean? On the low level. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? He's like, he's proper like fucking out there now. He's a fucking space cadet, isn't he?
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Well, Gordon Ramsay.
Have you got his number on your phone?
No, we follow each other on Instagram, and we did a little skit for the BBC together. Shout out to the BBC for putting about 5 seconds of it out. The comment section stuck up for me as well, which was fantastic. Look, it wasn't really it was like a sketch to promote his show, and there was other comedians there. But afterwards, he called me into the room, and we spoke for half an hour, and we were just talking about his kids, and his son Jack, who's in the Royal Marines, was actually trained by one of my friends who's like a NCO in the Royal Marines.
Wow. So
like I remember him going, you know Dan, and he said his name, Dan Merry. And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's a mate of mine. He's like, yeah, he's training my boy. I was like, that's fucking crazy. But lovely man, amazing, so kind, smelt amazing, tall as fuck.
Big boy.
Holy shit! It's like
Big
everyone
boy.
said he was a centre back, wasn't he? He was, because he did play professional football, didn't he? When he was young.
Yeah, and he's fit as well, right?
Yeah,
he runs
yeah,
marathons.
well fit.
Like,
Oof.
He was like
Yeah.
proper hot.
Yeah, fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lewis Capaldi, but
nice.
I'm on a friendly level with him now. Name drop.
Very nice. I've seen you hanging out with Youngblood.
Yeah, he's my best boy. We're
You're
real
good
close.
friends.
Yeah, really
Nice.
close.
We
I
might
love
have some
Dom.
mutual friends there. So I live with a guy called Barnaby Fairley, who's the
recognise
Libertines photographer.
I recognise that name. Yeah,
Yeah, and he all of his mates are friends with Youngblood.
Barnaby. Did Barnaby used to date a girl from Scotland by any chance?
Probably.
Yeah, he's Dom's like we're like brothers. I think it's because we just do different. We're from different industries, but also still creative, right?
Yeah.
So but the time I spent with Dom is often just me and him, and he'll ask my advice on things, and then I'll ask his advice on things.
Yeah.
And it's very brotherly, and I like that dynamic. I'm not hanging off him like like I'm stuck to him like shit to Velcro all the time. So I love seeing him because he's such a energy. He's such a fucking energy.
Is, yeah.
And we come from similar backgrounds. My dad was born in Doncaster. Dom's from a travelling family.
Right.
He has travelling roots in his family. So do I. He's born in Doncaster. He's just. I love that boy. Absolutely, with all my heart. Absolutely love him.
He seems like a lovable character.
Nothing's fake around him.
No.
Either. Nothing is fake about Dom whatsoever.
And his fandom, like I worked for a music company a few years ago. I've never seen anything like it. Like when we'd give away like free tickets or whatever, dude, it was like these were insane.
He could disappear for 4 years, right? Not release any albums, and just not put anything out on social media. Just appear on Instagram. Yeah, that guy's fucking me, Youngblood. Right, look, I'm in fucking Camden today. Vibes, man. I'm playing in the Orly. Come down. I'm serving pints. Fucking right, man. And
It'd be like
250,000 million billion fucking Youngblood fans will turn up. He's like,
so
you all
good.
right? You having a good time? Yeah. Yeah, fucking vibes, man. There is nothing. I promise you, there's nothing about like the relationship I have with Dom is. I guess he likes me because I'm very honest, and sometimes it gets me in trouble. But
Yeah.
I just say it as it is, and I say it out of respect
in
with him.
another accent.
Yeah, I won't just go. You look like shit. Yeah, you look like shit today. Do you know what I mean? He's like, that's fucking sick. I love that. But he's there's no facade with that boy.
Yeah.
He is real. He's an angel. He's
a rock star.
A rock star.
Proper rock star.
But he's also he's just I love him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
yeah. Cut all the niceties out about
Yeah,
him. We'll
bit of a wanker.
yeah, Youngblood's a dickhead.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna start.
Just,
the podcast.
just put that in there. Yeah, send them after me. Jesus Christ, like the Swift Army coming after you.
Dude, no, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather Connor's boys coming after
Jesus
me than that.
Yeah.
So going back to the most famous people I've met, unintentionally.
I didn't ask you, but
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. Whose podcast is it? Whose podcast is it? That's what I thought. You can't run away either, so you could try, but
oh, sorry,
you've
mate,
got
go on.
brittle bones.
I do.
Brittle
I do.
bone syndrome.
Yeah. Speaking of brittle bones, I met Stephen Hawkins once, which was.
Did you actually?
No.
Did you do an impression
no,
of him? You're
No,
like,
I didn't.
hey,
Jesus
Stephen,
Christ.
check what I can do.
I didn't do that. No, and it was definitely on Epstein Island. I'm assuming.
Okay, you were just a special guest.
Yeah.
You were performing fellatio.
Yeah. Which was actually one of the local rap artists that come over there.
What, Lil Fellatio?
Lil Fellatio, yeah. Yeah, Lil Fellatio and Lil Pumpy.
Okay, I want to do a new segment,
Yeah. Oh,
which
okay.
is called Learning...
Keep my wife's name out. Oh, no.
I'm terrible at accents. The only accent I can do is the X Factor guy.
Rachel
Terrible.
AJ.
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot his name though.
Is there an accent you can teach me that is like relatively easy? And I know this is going to be terrible, which will be funny. And can you kind of coach me through it as if I was paying you as a voice coach?
I think the easiest one would be Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Smeagol.
Yeah. I mean, that was...
So how would you start?
So...
It sounded like he'd had too many Lost Marys.
I'll bring other impressions into this. So Gollum's at the back of his throat like this,
Like
right?
Keir
It's like Keir Starmer, right? However, have you know Snape from Harry Potter?
Of course.
So if you go down to his octave, so you're down here, well, Mr. Potter, that's like that. So just talk like this. Just go.
Talk like this.
Yeah, just talk like normal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And then
right.
and then squeeze your tongue into the back of your throat while you're doing that.
That's not going very well.
Fucking. All right, so you do the vocal
trying,
of the deep like this. You need to go more like not Keir Starmer, more like Snape. So imagine this.
Imagine this.
Yeah, and then take it a bit higher, like.
And then take it a bit
So you're almost
higher.
going into like Lilo and Stitch territory.
Okay,
Right, that's a bit too high. Take it down a bit,
yeah,
and then sort of growl like this.
Alright.
So start coming. Smeagol. That was good.
No, it
right.
wasn't.
No, that was good. Right, try this. Just go like this. Smeagol. Why do you cry, Smeagol? Right, let's try it. Let's try another one.
Okay.
You go. What's this, precious? My precious.
Oh, dude, there's no way.
What?
Just go.
Oh, goddamn.
Just go. Mal.
It's me, Schmeagle.
Well, try him. Maybe do Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy. Come on now, Jess. It's time to do your peeps and poops. Can you do that?
I can sometimes.
Yeah.
Now
Hey,
just,
kid,
now just go a little
got
bit higher.
some popsicles.
That's really good.
in the basement.
Just go a little bit higher. Take it up.
Just a little bit higher, so it's
Just
up
a
here.
little bit higher.
Come on,
Just a little bit
Chris.
higher, kids.
You could probably do a mean Keir Starmer, I think. Just go, So like Gollum, I think it's...
I think it's...
You
so
always-
it's like
you-
it's just got a blocked nose.
Yeah, you always got to start off as though he says, I think it's absolutely important.
I think it's absolutely important
How about
that I get some
when you
strep
say your,
cells.
when you say some B's and P's, you've got to, it's like, I think it's absolutely important.
I think it's absolutely important.
So, yeah, so someone say he's got important.
Important.
It's like that, like he's choking. Important. I think it's absolutely important that as Prime Minister of the UK, that we are making sure that we take away all the old people's winter fuel allowances. And if you're not dead by the end of our reign as Labour, then we fucked it, haven't we? So.
And for the final segment of the podcast, famous people in really boring, mundane, everyday today human situations.
Should go again on that.
Yeah, I probably should, shouldn't I? Famous people in really mundane, boring, everyday situations. Are you up for it?
This sounds like my content.
So what I've done is I've crafted and curated some really boring, mundane situations, and I've applied them to a specific accent. Really boring, mundane, everyday situation number one. We've got Tommy Shelby has just stubbed his toe on the corner of a table.
Fuck. Right. Now that. Oh. Fucking someone's going to have to pay for that. And it's not me. And it might not be you. Might not be Arthur. But someone is going to have to fucking pay for my stub toe. Look at that. It's gone black. Look at the state of that. Who's going to pay for that? Hey.
Conor McGregor is the last man left in 100 men versus one gorilla.
Look, I've been eyeing you up all day, do you know what I mean? All these other little twerps trying to fight you know, they're looking at you. Half of these are bunch of, they're nixes, do you know what that means? They're little in-between fights. I'm the main event, do you know what I mean? I'm eyeing you up. Look at you, you little fool, you. I'll wrap this titanium shin bone right around that big gorilla cranium. Look at that, I got a gorilla tattooed on my front. I'll smash you, yeah, whoopah, you little fool.
Yes, that is fucking exceptional. I forgot about the gorilla on his chest.
Yeah.
That is fucking amazing. And that's actually really not a mundane, boring situation. It just dawned on me. Like Connor, the least mundane person, and then a gorilla fighting 100 men. Okay. Gordon Ramsay trying to set up a flat pack IKEA bookshelf filled with Jamie Oliver cookbooks.
Right. Okay. What do I do here? Right. Put that in there. No, come on. Was it? It says AC. What the fuck is AC? Right. It's these little bolts. Oh, come on. Look at it. Oh, that's not stable. Look at it. It's built like a fucking... oh, look. It's built like an overdone piece of spaghetti. Oh, and look at that lispy cunt. What's he doing on the shelf? Oh, come on.
Cry. Sir David Attenborough describing someone and failing to parallel park?
On over my many years of life, I have seen it all, but never have I seen such a travesty as this thick cunt outside my apartment attempting to parallel park their car. Today I am 99 years old, and this person has been trying to parallel park this fucking car for 98 years. Finally, they've done it.
Al Pacino reacting to spilling yogurt on his pants in a crowded train.
Hooah! Oh, shit. Look at that. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. It's not a boner. It's my yogurt. Hooah! Oh, fuck.
Donald Trump getting overly competitive during the pub quiz.
Okay, did you write down the answer? No, that's going to be wrong. No, that's wrong. No, excuse me, that's wrong. No, Greenland is the United States. It's a United States territory, right? You need to write USA, not Greenland. Greenland's not the... Excuse me. No, excuse me, they're conferring. They're cheating. Check their emails. They're telling lies. They're fake. These guys are fake. I'm so much better. Everybody says it. I'm so much better. You guys are losers. And Michael, I don't know why you're getting so uptight. Your girlfriend broke up with you earlier on. You're such a pussy, Michael. You're such a pussy. Jessica, shut your mouth. Jonathan, why are you being a white knight? Jessica doesn't even like you. In fact, she's gay. So why would she like you?
Christopher Walken.
Oh, wow.
Trying to shoo a pigeon out of his kitchen because it flew in and shit down his TV.
Okay. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Little pigeon. Get out of here. Get out. Go. There's shit all down the walls. Look at the shit. You know I can see it. I can see you too. That's crazy. Look at that. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? I haven't. Have you? This is crazy. They work for the CIA. Ho! Shitty walls.
Why did he scream ho? He
does.
You little ho?
Ho! Wow. Have you never heard him do that?
No.
He did Jonathan Ross years ago. He did Lady Gaga. They made him read Poker Face, and he went, I'll get him hot, show him what I've got. Ho! 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 I'll get him hot, show him what I've got. Poker Face. He did that. I think it's the bit where he goes, ho! 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 He was going, ho! 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 So I just put it in all my videos now. He goes, ho!
Michael Caine arguing
God.
with a self-checkout machine.
Listen to me. Listen, you twisted little cunt. There is no unexpected item in the bagging area. Ever since Master Wayne left me and sacked me, I've had nothing but stress. So take the unexpected item out of the bagging area and fuck off.
I love how he just gets louder and louder. Boop. Boop. Do you just entertain yourself at home? Can you just make yourself laugh? Or is it like when you like tickle yourself, it doesn't feel good, but if someone tickles you...
I just cry usually.
Okay. Moving on. Tom Hardy as Bane trying to return a faulty kettle to Argos without a receipt.
Right, okay.
Yes, I would like to return this Kenwood kettle. I can't, because I don't have a receipt. Well, let's not stand on ceremony here, you twat.
I don't know where I was going with that. But there we go.
I was born with the receipt.
I was born with the receipt. Born it bad. You didn't have the receipt until I escaped Razagul's destiny.
Stewie Griffin.
Oh, wow.
Attempting to buy MDMA from a dealer at a festival.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What is that? What's that little crystal stuff? And I'm not talking about your little obsidian rock. Oh, my God. Come on. Sell it to me. Come on. I look about 4 months old, but I'm 26. Come on. Big man. Come on. Come on, give it here. Jesus. I haven't done this in years.
Gollum struggling. I mean, maybe I could do this, because obviously my Gollum impression
you have a go.
was actually quite... No. Struggling to choose between decaf and regular coffee at Starbucks, and he's talking about the benefits of precious sleep.
Okay.
What's this, Precious? We want the caffeinated. No, I don't like panic attacks, Precious, but we want the caffeinated. I want that silky bars. No, look at titties. No, you won't, you bitch. Just take the caffeinated. I don't want it.
I didn't involve sleep whatsoever.
I felt like one of them was actually just the barista.
Yeah.
Brian Cox,
Oh, God.
hosting a community bake sale, passionately explaining the significance of lemon drizzle cake.
God, I haven't done Bangkok sneeze. I think the way that,
Oh my God.
I think the way that lemon drizzle cake just sort of, it's like if you think of atoms in our universe and then you think of the cosmos and then you think of lemon drizzle cake, they're all sort of intrinsically lined up. It's like, baking powder. No, actually, that was cocaine. I've just banged 3 lines up my nose before I came here. 1, 2, 3, bang, bang, bang.
It's like a black hole up
You've heard
there.
of the Big Bang Theory, but have you ever heard of the Big Bump Theory?
Oh my God, that deserves a round of a fucking applause. That is brilliant. Wow. Jason Statham, taking a yoga class, aggressively challenging the instructor because he can't quite nail downward dog.
Well, oh God. No, it's if you get me doing downward facing dog again, I'm going to take your kneecaps. Because my kneecaps are about to shoot off. Do you understand? No, it's not downward facing dog. It's getting fucking railed. Do you understand?
You can do it all.
Jason Statham, the yogi instructor.
Yeah, the
gonna
new
do it
movie
all.
coming this fall.
I'll tie you up like a pretzel.
People got so offended by that video, by the way, that I recently did. Jesus.
Really? What's
On
like the...
TikTok's just different. Like, Instagram's usually clean.
Yeah.
TikTok people are like, well, you could never walk in his shoes, could you? I'm like, no, nobody's saying that. They're like, he's done it all. I was like, well, I know, that's what the joke is. They're like, it's just like, you could never.
What's the biggest backlash you've ever had from an impression?
Oh, I don't know, really.
Nothing major.
Nothing. I think you've got to be a bit of an idiot to get offended by an impression, and I often say I'm not here to legislate stupidity. You've got to be a bit of an idiot to like, it's satire, it's not real. And usually with my impressions, it's taken something absurd that someone said and just putting a spin on it. I don't think I've really had don't think I really have, and if I have, I've just, cyberbullying doesn't exist. If you
then you can just mock them with new impressions, right?
Yeah,
So that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yoda, struggling with online grocery shopping and the musings of buy one, get one free.
Yoda's struggling with online shopping.
Yeah, and he's like struggling with like the whole buy one, get one free scenario. I thought it'd be funny because he would be like, 1 free, get 1 buy or whatever.
Much to learn. I still have. What is this? Buy one, get one free? You have. Get one, buy one free. I do not know what this means. Much.
Okay, now I don't know.
Free one, get one buy.
Free one, buy one, get one free. You have. Half price is buy one, what?
Liam Neeson, on hold with customer service, calmly but menacingly warning them he has a particular set of skills if they don't resolve his Wi-Fi issue.
Okay. Fuck.
I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you want. If you free my Wi-Fi now, I will not look for you. But if you don't, I will find you. And I will go with Virgin Media.
God, my voice is just cracked.
Yes, I will go with it. Yes.
Virgin Media. Virgin Media.
Buy one, get one free.
It's a Yoda mixed with it.
Hiya, Georgie.
Owen Wilson visiting a Holiday Inn hotel for the first time.
That's easy.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. Wow. This, some kind of cool motif we got going on here. Wow. That's so cool. Wow.
Okay, we're nearly there. 2 last ones. Jack Sparrow, your favorite.
Oh, woohoo!
Trying to negotiate a discount at a car wash because his car looks like a boat.
Fucking now. No, I said go around the back. You can't go around the back. Why?
It's a ship. No, it's not, mate. It's a car. It's definitely a car. It's not a ship. This is not the Black Pearl. It is a Toyota Prius. Is that what it is? It's a Toyota Prius that can float, mate.
It's a black sedan.
It's heavy. No. Really bad sex. It's eggs.
Okay, and to wrap it up, Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
Oh, God, okay. This will piss someone off. Yeah.
Struggling to find the end of the sellotape.
I don't know if I could do this, Morty. Look at that. It just, it's like trying to masturbate over your mom. I just can't quite get to the end, Morty.
Round of applause, Scheiffer. That is fucking incredible. Off the dome as well.
Off the dome.
Incredible.
Just like little fellatio.
Yeah.
Off the dome.
Big up little Pumpy, little fellatio.
Little bumpy.
Mate, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
on.
me, man.
I'm exhausted from laughing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm just exhausted.
I'm just fucking tired of you, to be honest.
Me too. Well, that's me retiring for another 10 years.
What have you got coming up? Tell everyone where can people find you? What have you got coming up? Where can they check you out? What's going on in the world of Scheiffer right now?
Nothing really, but
Cool.
at Scheiffer Bates.
And we're going to end there. So thank you for coming to Lolotov Cocktail. It's been an okay guest.
Well, what's up, fight fans? I've just been on the Lolotov Cocktail. The Lolotov podcast. I'm looking for a Lolotov cocktail.
Yeah, like Molotov Cocktail, but there's lots of lols.
Yeah.
You get
Lolotov
it, right?
podcast.
Lolotov Cocktail.
You call your podcast? I thought it was the Lolotov podcast.
Well, you can say that if you want.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap. So thank you guys for watching. Tune in next week. I just got to do a couple of ad libs, and yeah. But Scheiffer, fucking pleasure, mate. Thank you so much. Check him out on social media
At Scheiffer Bates on all
at
socials.
Scheiffer Bates.
Scheiffer K Bates 91 on eBay.
Don't be buying that.
Check me out.
Don't
on
be
there.
buying what he's
I
selling.
sell all my wigs that I used to use.
No.
At the Jack Sparrow one especially, which was featured heavy. Well, kind of discussed in this episode. But yeah, check me out. TikTok, Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh God, thank you. That was great, mate.
That was amazing.
That was
Thank
good
you
fun.
so much.